Welcome back to Jesters of Ravenloft, where a group of comedians try to escape the horrors of the mists. The troupe arose from their rest only to encounter the Punksters, a bunch of goons demanding that Tyler repay the gold he apparently owed them. Dell got to work covertly conjuring gold pieces with her reality paints after Tyler removed the curse from her armor, and Shadow Nemesis tried to convince the gang to go after Gregernant Mahn instead. But it was New Rogue who somehow converted the Punksters to become followers of Ezra, and they eventually left peacefully. Shadow Nemesis then left to retrieve his hat of rats, and Dell ate another cookie of misfortune. After this unexpected complication, can the troupe still make it to the caves in time? I doubt it.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to Jesters of Ravenloft. We are very excited to be here to record our second episode of the evening. I will give you a quick recap of what happened during the first, in case you weren't here, and then we will dive back in. Our party woke up. Tyler, because of a cursed ring, was threatened by gangsters who the rest of the group negotiated with after Shadow Nemesis led the charge on that, trying to get them to go with them to murder Gregernant Mahn. And then they were converted to the faith of Ezra by New Rogue before leaving peacefully. Shadow Nemesis, upset by this turn of events, went back into the jungle, determined to find his hat of rats, only to discover that the hole that it had been left in was empty. He summoned rats and waited a half hour while those rats went away and theoretically searched the woods before giving up and returning to the party. The party itself, the rest of the party, Tyler, New Rogue, Dell, all were exchanging items, magical items, or at least offering to exchange them, and we sorted that out in between episodes so we can come back, everything will be decided, and then theoretically Shadow Nemesis will be rejoining the group. That's where we left things off.
I just wish there was more item management.
Like the Grave Walker's just standing there looking at his watch. Just
Yeah, we'll be there.
Where are they?
Yeah.
Maybe we
How
should
many
triple items
fucking
again.
times must I wait?
Come on.
It turns out living forever is a very long time.
Yep.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, this is hot tea.
Spill the tea, guys.
And with that, it's time for us to return to Ravenloft. The party was split while one member searched for a hat and the others exchanged magical items in an exchange that was so peaceful and pleasant that it could only have happened if Shadow Nemesis wasn't there. Shields were offered, target shields. There were rods of immovability. Dell didn't really want to offer anybody anything because she likes things, but there were some exchanges. Dell took the silver dagger of whistleblowing and increased stealth, so she now has that on her person. And the thing that happened at the end of this, as the shield was debated and felt and tested, New Rogue realized that on his sheet he has proficiency in heavy armor, which we weren't aware that he had. Which is why he realizes he could perhaps wear the demon armor at the same moment that Shadow Nemesis rejoins the party.
Can't find my hat.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Would I have known that? I guess I didn't see Dr. Deputy hide it, right?
Correct, you were dead.
Right? Yeah. That damn dirty ape probably threw it in a tree or something. God.
Maybe. I don't know. I got pretty nuts in there after you fell down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The important thing is, pal, there's still time for us to, I guess, try and make it over to, like, the battle. Why not?
What, to that cave where all the... Wait, we're going to the
Definitely
cave
not
or we're going to
cave,
the battle?
I really don't think we can make it to the cave.
No.
I've never been there physically, but I don't think it's possible for us to get there in time.
Yeah.
New Rogue, can you roll me a survival with advantage?
Yes! Okay.
3.
No, that's a 25.
25. You think, New Rogue, you can just feel it in your bones. If everyone hurries and moves together, you could get there in an hour, which would mean you would theoretically have a half hour to midnight. So in 30 minutes, if you collected the item, it might be possible.
You mean to get to the caves or to
You
get
could
to
get to the
battle?
caves, and then you'd have 30 more minutes to do whatever you needed to do.
Folks, I've attuned my holy senses to this jungle and the surrounding area, and I have it in my bones that we can get to that cave in 30 minutes. But we gotta go now. Fast, fast, fast.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I guess I was way off then. I'll just scoop all this stuff up for now. We can put a pin in this. You guys can have a look at all my stuff again later if you want to pick up anything else. I throw everything like alchemy jug, the armor.
Whoa, hey, you guys were giving away stuff. Hey, can I get on it?
Not enough time, Shadow Nemesis.
Restra! To the cockatrices!
The cockatrices are all... Tyler's cockatrice is the most well-behaved. But you all mount up and begin racing through the jungle to reach these caves. You're galloping as quickly as you can on these cockatrices and rumple foreskin. Dwarf Ivan, though, is an interesting question mark because the cockatrices cannot take a second person, and it would even slow rumple foreskin. So Ivan is left looking at you, Tyler, saying, "Hey, man, do you want me to stay like this? Do you want me to bat it up? What do you want to do?"
I guess it's bad for him for now.
All right, man.
You know how to take that thing off? I ripped it out of my face because I guess I had a psychotic episode when that thing transformed me. But
I mean, for me, it's kind of like it's wrapped around my neck right now, and so I think the head just comes off if we do that.
Well, yeah, don't do that.
No, you might be able to kill me and then resummon me, or you might be able to just blow the whistle. We see what happens if you summon familiar. We could just see.
Yeah, I still don't trust this dwarven kind ring. So I'm going to pinch the ring as a necklace kind of between my thumb and forefinger as Ivan's still holding it. And I'll say, I'll see you in a second, buddy. And I blow the bat whistle, the bat flute.
Great. You blow on that. Can you roll me an Arcana?
Yeah.
Do it.
That is yikes. A 26.
Ooh.
Arcana.
Wow.
Good
26 Arcana. You find yourself looking at in a burst of magical fey energy. You find yourself looking at Ivan, who is sitting with his feet wrapped around the ring, looking at you. He's a bat form. He's got his galactic wings. He looks at you and goes, "Hey, man, I'm a bat again."
Hey, looking good, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you can hop on my head, come for a ride, or you can fly, stretch your wings, whatever you want. I guess I'll put this away so that, if anything happens to you, I know when you're bat form, you're extra fragile. That way, if you're out in the woods and some asshole owl or something swoops in and nabs you, you don't have to worry about dropping the ring.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Or do you want me to keep the ring and then you can just tell me to dwarf myself or whatever?
I think I better keep it only because, I worry about you. I don't want you to have to drop that thing out there and when you get poofed into a ball of smoke or whatever happens to you when you die.
Sure, man. That's fine by me. Whatever you want, that's what I want to do.
Okay, still getting used to it, but thanks.
No problem. I'll hang out on your horns for a bit, and then unless you want me to fly ahead, you tell me what to do when it happens, man. That's the whole deal.
I guess it's up to me. Yeah, go ahead and fly, I guess.
Oh, cool, man. It's decisive. And then he takes off and flies ahead. So you've got somebody watching as you race forwards through the woods. Yeah. And you do so. Your entire party makes a very good move. Tyler, you've got the ring. Put it back, I imagine, in the bag of holding.
Oh, yes. I'm not letting go of that thing until it is in the bag. My hand sealed around I've been bitten once by that, and I am twice shy.
Makes a lot of sense. So you begin racing forwards. It does take you all an hour as you race through the woods, up this hill, up this mountainous structure. There are sections of shale and loose stone that you have to be more careful on, and there are sections of relatively level ground as you make your way up through the various plateaus until you find yourself up at the top of the hill, somehow led unerringly by New Rogue, and you find yourself seeing just almost a honeycomb of different cave entrances. Again, it is supremely dark, but you all have dark vision now that Dell has her sunglasses of dark vision. So you can all see very cleanly as you move through this space. There are so many entrances. What do you do?
All right, Ivan. This is it, right? This is bad country right here. Caves, it's got to be your jam.
Yeah, man. What do you need?
Why don't you fly into any one of these and report back what you see. I'll keep checking in mentally.
Man, I got 100 feet? All right, I can do
100
that.
feet, yeah.
So Ivan takes wing and flies forwards. And he flies through a cave and then winks out and you can't really get communication. He comes back and he's like, that was just a cave, man. A dead end. He does another one and he's like, that was a dead end too, man. I don't know about this. Does another one, blinks out of communication range, comes back and he's like, it just seems like most of these are fake. I don't know, man.
Oh, are there bats in the caves?
No, man. They go in like 40 feet or whatever, 50 feet, and then boom, straight wall. It's like they don't want you to know how to get into the cave or whatever.
Maybe, hey guys, if we're having trouble finding things, I'm sorry, you're speaking to Ivan. I don't know what's going on, but it's been it's been a bit of flapping and squeaking.
Yeah.
Orcs, they must have a certain smell to them. Del, do you think if you pokeballed a boar or something with like a good snoot and a good smell, it could possibly lead us to some smelly orcs?
I can definitely give it a try. And I pull out the
These are
Pokeball,
just thoughts.
shake it,
Yeah.
and see if there's an animal in there yet after my long rest.
Let me check.
That's a good question.
I'm gonna cast Detect Magic as well while that's happening.
Ooh.
Del, you shake the Pokeball, but it does not reactivate. You feel like it activates each dawn. So you get 3 animals per sunrise.
I'm shaking it, and it's totally empty. I shake my head at Nurug. I used all the animals in the fight, and it seems like not until tomorrow am I going to have any.
Oh, well, what animals do we have that have good smells here?
We got the stupid birds, and then that's it. There's me. There's a bat. That's it. We can make the bat into a dwarf. Does that help?
Do dwarfs smell good?
Ah,
I thought Ivan smelled nice.
I'm not a dwarf.
I mean, like smell things nicely.
Look, gang, we might need to split up. If there's a lot of these holes, then we should just pick one, go in.
Ivan says most of them go nowhere.
Well, one of them's got to go somewhere because this is where they live.
With Detect Magic, Ryan, it's got a range of 30 feet, and the duration is not 1 hour. It is up to 10 minutes. And I can see faint auras of magical items or anything like that. I can see through most barriers up to 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, 1 thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt. Is there any kind of illusion that is keeping us from finding the real cave or anything like that?
So as you move forward and you begin to cast this Detect Magic and look around, you can get a faint aura off of a few of the caves. You approach the closest one, they all seem pretty similar, and you realize there is an illusion with a pit trap inside it for people. If they were to walk in, they would just wipe out and go down. So clearly there is a method to the madness here. You're in the right place. The challenge is you've just got so many to cover. This lets you eliminate all the ones that involve this kind of magical trapping. And Ivan's cleared out some other ones. It's just a question of how you want to go through 100 different possible cave entrances when you've eliminated now 15 of them.
Well, I'm going to pull out my reality blade and give my hand a cut and see if there's any ghosts around who might and be helpful in this instance. All right, hey, not too bad, not too bad. But, like, Werner?
Yes, sir.
Do you, are there any ghosts around who might know about this cave? We're looking for some bandits.
That's a very good question.
Can you roll me, I think it's Arcana with advantage, was what we were saying, for ghost summoning?
Perception, investigation, Arcana, or history.
Bam, any of those with advantage with the cut you did on your hand.
Sweet, I'll do investigation then. None of these are bad numbers. I have to double check my evil numbers. So it's a 15.
15. Werner goes, let me check. They'd have to be new ghosts, so they may not volunteer. He disappears for a second. Then he comes back and he's like, yeah, I found an orc. Here he is for you. Hello.
Hi. Oh, you're recently dead. Are you a bandit? You an orc bandit?
Yeah, and you look, and it's a big burly orc in clearly like a like criminal-esque costume. You know, it's got the rough-hewn thing. There's a patch with a stone being shattered by a hammer, but it's big green orc, fangs, pointed ears, shaved head, a bunch of scars. However, he looks so embarrassed. He's trying to kick a rock on the ground, but can't because he's a ghost, so it's not going anywhere in front of you. He's about 6 feet tall.
Yeah. Am I able to make everybody able to see this orc?
Because of your blood ability, you can kind of blood ghost him the same way you did Shadow Nemesis.
Yeah. So who killed you?
Myself.
Oh. What happened?
I don't want to get into it.
Ooh, weird. You want to get into the caves? Did you get smooshed by a trap or something?
Who are you? Why would I help you? I mean, this is like the worst day of my life.
I point at Tyler. He's the general.
So?
Hi.
He's super important.
You guys took my icon of Ravenloft. You killed my cleric.
Can you roll me a deception?
That's a 1.
Come on, I was part of the team that did that. This guy's a fake. You're a phony.
Yeah, you're right. I'm a fake. Yeah, I am.
You're trying to get in. Whatever. Like, I don't need this, okay? Apparently, I'm dead. This sucks.
Do you want your soul to be at peace and stuff? Because we got a cleric. He can, make you go to heaven or whatever.
You cleric of mask?
Sorry, what was a cleric of who?
Mask, the god of thieves.
The mask?
The mask?
Just mask. M-A-S-K. Just
I know how to spell
Mask.
mask.
God's name.
I'm a cleric of Ezra, who's a cleric of life and mist.
Hey.
Mysterious. I'm so mysterious.
I was just paying
like
attention.
Whatever.
Look, I'm a cleric of mask.
See?
Can you roll me a deception?
Okay. Deception. That is a 24.
Well, he rolled an 18, but he looks like he goes, all right, you look kind of evil, whatever. What do I got to do to go to heaven?
Well, you got to do what I say. That's what.
That does sound like something Mask would say. Okay.
Yeah. So point us out where to go get this Ravenloft thing, and no tricks. Because if there's a trick, I'll send you to hell real quick.
So, if I do this, I go to heaven?
Yeah.
Even though I
that.
did a stupid thing, like it's not my fault.
In heaven, all is forgiven. Now do as I say.
Oh yeah, that sounds like religion. And begins to lead you between all of these caves. You circle between a bunch of different entrances until there's one small cave, almost hidden from the angle where you were originally standing, that he leads you down and inside. You are moving down this cave. It's about 8 feet tall, about 6 feet wide. It's clearly worn. It's not fully naturally occurring. You can see chip marks and other things because you all have dark vision, so it may all be daytime as you move down this place. But as you make your way deeper in, you start to see that it becomes lit. It's clear that there were 3 or 4 turns that are pretty sharp before any light was introduced to guarantee that it wouldn't come out. And then you find yourself moving deeper and deeper until you reach a wooden door. It's slatted, it's wooden bars. It's kind of the wood version of a prison door. And behind it is a large orc. And he looks at all of you and goes, ugh. What? What are you do? Oh, how'd you get in here? Who are you?
I guess, am I leading?
Yeah, you're cleric of
Listen,
mask.
okay, so I'm a ghost now. Yeah, how did that happen? I looked up. Blah. You deserve to be dead. That was stupid. All right, so you guys are here with Pop Culture. What a moron. He's dead now. I don't feel like I should let you in unless you got a reason. I'm Vlad Dragul, by the way.
Oh, hey, Vlad.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm the doorman for the Stonebreaker. So you don't get through the door unless you got a reason.
Well, I'm a priest of mask, and I'm here for a surprise inspection. So open up.
Roll me a deception.
Can I give
Like guidance or something?
yes,
inspiration.
guidance. I have guidance.
I have
Everybody
guidance
give me
too.
some guidance.
How are you casting guidance? What does it look like?
For me, guidance is ghosts. So I think I'm trying to just funnel some of the ghostly energy from my cut hand into Adam.
Great. You're funneling that energy, and it's just shifting his posture a little bit to make him a little less supervillain and a little more priestly. It's still got a little bit of both, so it's not a huge change, but the subtle guidance is there from you. Did you say you were also casting guidance, New Rogue?
I was wondering, can you stack guidance? Like, can I be else?
You can in my game. So
Yes. Because we don't have a
mean?
lot of time, gang. So but I have to touch him. So I'm going to touch my forehead to Adam's shoulder and be like, yes, deceive for the righteous cause. I say this very quietly in my head.
Can you roll me a stealth? Just because the physical movement for somebody who's had experience with wizards, and as any thief, you got to be able to read people pretty well. He might be able to know that this was doing that. Not that you actually said the thing out loud you were thinking in your head.
Yeah, that's a 12.
He rolled a 6. God, this group sucks. Okay. So roll. He does not spot the magic. He assumes you're all just dealing with Shadow Nemesis. Shadow Nemesis, roll me a deception, and guidance adds what? A D4, if I'm correct?
D4 roll.
All right, so add 2d4 to your roll. So you're rolling a d20 and 2d4.
Okay, all right, let's do this d20, which is a 12 plus 6 is 18. So then I roll a d4.
Strong start.
Which is a 1 for a 19, and then I roll another d4, which is which is a 4 for 23.
And he rolled a 15, so he goes, I hate when they do inspections. Fine. Ugh, stupid friggin' clerics. Opens the door. Go on in.
Thank you. Hey, first inspection. Where's the... Guys, what's it called again?
Icon of Ravenloft.
Where's the icon of Ravenloft?
Oh, you must be new. They got all the loot in the bag. Just go through, the final room with the boss. That's where you go.
The boss, eh? Well, why don't you take me there? This is an inspection, by the way.
You inspecting me? Oh, fine.
Yeah.
Come on, whatever. Okay, well, who's going to watch the door?
Well, that ghost guy will.
No, I have to work even when I'm dead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because you fucked up, so you watch the door. I don't care. Oh, I hate inspections. Closes the door, locks it, and you leave behind your ghost companion as you move even deeper into the deep caves, searching for the boss. We'll take a quick commercial break right there.
Ooh.
Yay!
All right.
Shadow Nemesis, you are impersonating a cleric of mask, doing an inspection of the Stonebreakers caves and their entire structure. You are being led by Vlad Dragul, the doorman, as you make your way down through these caves. You are seeing there are a number of choke points. There are clearly other kind of combat-laden areas, as well as just rest areas where you're seeing groups of orcs chatting, dicing, drinking. It seems like as you go deeper, there aren't as many defenses as you would expect. It seems more like a social space. Most people clearly don't climb this mountain and get through the cave structure and past the door. Though there are, as you look around, abandoned caverns, abandoned tunnels that seem to lead into darkness. So it's clear this is not fully owned and mapped by them. They seem to have demarcated their areas and areas beyond their control. You are led past a number of threadbare setups. You're not seeing a lot of lavish expenditure here. Clearly the furniture has been crafted by them, a lot of it using local wood. However, you do see every once in a while a fine wooden antique, clearly something they boosted from somewhere else. You'll be looking in a room with a bunch of poorly made hammocks and beds, and then one, antique dresser that's clearly worth as much as a house is just there with all the drawers, half of them opened, thrown on the ground. It doesn't matter. They're just living their best chaotic lives. Vlad Dragul leads you through all these areas, and you find yourself approaching down a long tunnel, a long stone tunnel, but this one has been finely carved out. There are right angles everywhere. It is smooth. It is planed as you work your way down with the shape of bricks, almost the indentation as though it had been built specifically along the walls. As you see with your dark vision, but also these areas are very well lit all of a sudden. As you move close to the boss, super, super well lit. You make your way down this hallway, and at the very end is a lacquered wooden door, the kind of door you would see in a fancy castle. You haven't seen anything this nice. So clearly it was built into this place, or it was stolen and this place was built around these doors. Vlad steps up to the door and says, all right, you want to meet the boss? Good luck. And he opens the door, staring down past you away from the room and says, go on in.
I cast message independently to each of my friends and just say, don't look up. I don't know what it is, but that's how that dude died. Don't look up. I do this 3 times, one for each of you, because it's not the party line. You guys can't all talk telepathically with me. But I cast message.
Copy that
3 times.
Okay.
I'm going to take the I'm going to take that eye patch that I got before, and I'm going to cover up one of my eyes just so at least 50-50.
One less eye to worry about.
Yeah, exactly.
Half damage. Yeah.
Great. You all step forwards into this room, looking down at the floor, which has been smooth and planed. It is shining, as though it has... You don't know how they did this in a fantasy world, but it's like those resin floors you see where they poured over very fanciful stone. You're only able to see about 5 feet into the room, and all you are looking at is floor currently. The door closes behind you with a clang, and you can hear Vladrigul walking away going, weirdos, I hate inspections. And he's gone. And you are left in this room. You can hear an echo to the sound that suggests that it's very, very large. And you can hear the sound. Actually, roll me perception, all of you.
Oh, boy.
19.
14.
7.
1.
You all step forwards, and Tyler and New Rogue, because that was our high number in our 14, you can both hear footsteps in the distance. Very soft, very quiet footsteps, which suggests to you there are not shoes involved. It seems like it would be a barefoot step on this floor. The rest of you can hear nothing. And then all of a sudden, Shadow Nemesis, as you're looking down, you feel a rope wrap around your arms in a lasso and pull tight. And you are yanked 5 feet in front of your friends, and you all hear a voice echoing from all around you. You can't tell where it's coming from. That just says, welcome, visitors. What are you doing here in my caverns?
Can I respond to this? I mean, like,
you can respond.
How dare you?
The rope is bicep, kind of chest height. It's not actually preventing you from moving. It's just giving you awkward chicken arms.
Yeah. Release me at once. I'm a priest of Mask, and I shall not be tied up like this, especially during a surprise inspection.
Can you roll me a deception?
Can I do guidance again? Rush over and tip my head on him?
He was yanked far enough. You would have to look up to identify exactly where he is if you wanted to do guidance. Do you want to look for him?
Hell no. No. No.
All right. So it's just deception?
Deception.
Come on, baby. Deception. Well, that's a total of 17.
She rolls a 3. I care little for your religion, cleric of Mask, but your inspections have kept the stonebreakers in line and somewhat sharper than I would have anticipated. You've never come into my lair before. What do you hope to learn?
Well, first of all, I heard rumor that you have the Ravenloft statue, and I just want to make sure that it's the real deal. Because when you steal things for Mask, sometimes you steal fake things, and I want to make sure it's real.
This statue of Ravenloft. What item are you referring to? The priests helped us organize the theft.
Yeah.
Let us know where the general would be. But you speak of a statue of Ravenloft.
That's right. An icon, if you will.
Describe it to me.
Well,
if you know.
Well, that's why I'm here, because I've heard different things, right? So I've heard it was like, looked like a raven. I also heard it looked like a tree. So I don't know what it's supposed to look like. Why don't you show me? Also, I don't need to answer questions to you. Why don't you just show it to me?
Roll me a deception. Oh, Tyler, were you going to do something?
Just starting to explore insurance options. I would like to telepathically. Yeah, I'd like to telepathically instruct Ivan to close his little bat eyes and fly around using only echolocation to find out where this voice is coming from. If Ivan can fly around, screeching and peeping, but blindly to determine where this speaker is, and I will I'll abandon my senses in my body and I will follow along with Ivan on this flight. So I will see nothing, hopefully, as he closes his eyes, but I will also hear how he hears.
And Ivan
Danger
takes
sense?
off and begins to fly. I need to find that little turd stats. Just a second. Okay.
I can bring them
You're
up.
so cute.
Ooh, nat 1 for stealth for Ivan as he takes off. You begin to get a feeling for the room, Tyler, as you find yourself in Ivan's senses, and you're starting to get the bigger picture. You can feel that this is almost a tessellated dome, and that you were in a raised platform in the center of it. And around this platform, the dome continues until it is a full circle, which is why the echoes are so brutal. It's clearly been designed to make things audibly confusing for anyone who is not using their traditional kind of appearance. And there are 4 pillars at the edge of each of this kind of square platform in the center. 4 pillars extending down, 4 pillars extending up that mount it in the center of this space. And you can feel that there is a selection of various furnitures and fancy things. You can't get a full grip on it as Ivan's senses just begin to ultrasound and kind of using ultrasonic frequencies to place it in that kind of daredevil vision that we've all seen from the Marvel series, where you're just getting the shapes of things, the edges of them. And that's when you hear a voice say, a snack. And you feel an arrow punch through Ivan, who dies as he falls to the floor and disappears.
Sorry.
Your senses are brought back to your body.
Just a little, just a side. Oh, buddy. Oh, fuck. Again, so sorry.
She rolled low enough on perception, she didn't see that. Well, if you're interested in seeing this icon of Ravenloft, come with me. Shadow Nemesis, you find yourself standing there and you see legs stepping into the 5 feet in front of you. You see gray skin and long, flowing, silken robes around them. And you see a lithe gray arm with clawed fingers extend itself up and wrap around your shoulder. You find yourself staring at this point awkwardly at the cleavage, the ample cleavage of a gray-skinned woman in silk robes as she grabs your shoulder and steps you towards, and you realize she is stepping you forwards to the point where she can bring her own face into view of you. And she says, "Your faith will protect you, of course."
And I'm not supposed to look at her face. I'm gathering. So
You seem to have a certain paranoia about looking up, so I'm just leaning into what the group was doing.
okay. All right. I'm going to well, I'm still tied up.
You have a rope around the top of your arms. It's not like you're fully tied up your whole body. It's just a lasso around your arms and your chest.
Okay. Okay. And so I'm going to. Oh, okay. So my helmet can turn into things. So I'm going to change my helmet to look like those glasses that have like fake eyes on it. So I'm going to close my eyes and then have that looking at it and being like, all right, I'm ready to see where it is.
Homer at court.
Yeah, just gag glasses. Yeah.
Well, then come forward with me and I'll show it to you. And you feel her arm wrap around your shoulder and she steers you quite forcefully. You're realizing this is a very solid lady. Like the density of her body is far more than you would expect for how kind of lithe and small you had seen her as she moves. And she begins to walk you away from your friends and deeper into the space. You can't see anything. You were blinded inside this helmet. And she says, "Yes, stand here. Perfect. Wait a moment.
Okay.
Now look. Gaze on the icon of Ravenloft."
Okay. So she's just carrying me by a rope?
She was steering you by your body, and now she stopped touching you, and you're not sure where she is because her voice is echoing from everywhere again.
So, you know when you can, like, you're blindfolded and you kind of, like, cheat by, like, looking underneath the blindfold? If I look underneath the blindfold that I gave myself, do I see, like, feet standing there? Like, is she trying to trick me to look at her? Or is there, like, a pedestal that I see, the bottom of it?
You're doing the old, like, looking up at, like, a 45-degree angle.
Yeah. I can't see anything. I can't see. Yeah.
Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Danger sense?
Yes. Well, you can't see anything, and it's usually sight-based. No danger sense because you can't see.
Oh, okay. All right. Dex save. What is that? So that's a total of 7.
She rolled very poorly. You see her feet standing directly in front of you, but you can see nothing else as you peek out of your helmet.
See, I figured. Be like, all right. I see it now. Now put it in my hand so I can look at it closer. Or else like this inspection is gonna go right through the window. And that's not a good thing.
The priests who came before, they never had companions.
Yeah, well, this is a pretty big inspection. So after I finish here, we're gonna spread out and look at everything.
Interesting. If that's true, if you were here with the inspections like the others, if you had come into my realm to ask these questions, there's only one thing that I'm wondering, and maybe you can help me with this.
Yeah, sure.
What is my name?
Oh, your name is, and I want to attack with my axe.
And we'll see what happens when you attack after this commercial break.
Oh my god.
Shadow Nemesis, can you roll me initiative?
Oh, all right.
No one else can roll initiative because you didn't say your combat words, so they don't know how to fight.
And I don't know it.
Well, I rolled a total of 4.
A total of 4. Okay.
Yeah.
You move to strike, and that's when you feel a whipping and a hissing, and suddenly your helmet is off. Can you roll me a dex saving throw? This one will have danger sense on it.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, I'm sensing some kind of like Medusa or something. All right. Dex save is a total of 14.
Total of 14. That will be not in. That is a tie.
Ooh.
Meets it, beats it. So you managed to scrunch your eyes closed just in time to receive a strike from a blade, which is going to be a 23 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And you will take max damage. You're going to take 8 piercing damage from the sword strike.
Mm-hmm.
And then she is going to attack again. The second attack will miss. And then she is going to disengage and drift back and away from you, just out of your combat range and out of your line of sight because your eyes are closed. So she is gone into the strange echoes of the room. Just the shunk of the blade sinking between your RoboCop armor and cutting into you before you now don't know where she is around you.
And I need to roll a wisdom save, right?
Correct.
Yeah, all right. 15 or higher, and it is a nat 20.
You maintain control of yourself. You can keep your eyes closed. You can stay focused. It is now your turn. What do you do?
All right. Well, I should have been raging so I can get like half damage. So I'm going to rage, and as I rage, I'm going to yell "Pasta!" the sign from before, and like I guess kind of like keep my vision low, trying to look for feet because I don't think I can look at this person in the eyes. So I'm just kind of just gazing, trying to look for feet.
Great. Roll me a perception at disadvantage.
Oh boy. That be a 10.
Unfortunately, you look down and you are focused on trying to see feet, which feels like a very good strategy for someone who is Adam's height. But when you are 10 feet tall and you look down trying to see feet, it's very easy to see people who are 6 feet tall and only about 8 feet away from you. She's right there. She's leaning down and she's staring at you fearlessly. And you have this jolting moment. As you look down, you see this gray-skinned woman. She has such refined features, as though they were carved out of stone. Just sharp cheekbones, things coming to slightly unnatural right angles down the forehead, the cheekbones, the jawline around the mouth. There's something arrestingly beautiful about her, with full lips and just these entrancing golden eyes. She's wearing a large golden crown, nearly a sun-style disc in the Aztec kind of vibe, with it covering her forehead, and around it are just slithering snakes.
Ooh, I knew
Long, they're within braids, working seemingly in tandem with her. But when you feel yourself lock eyes with her, you feel a jolt as her eyes lock onto yours. Can you roll me a Constitution saving throw?
Danger sense?
Constitution does not apply to danger sense.
Worth
Right.
a shot.
Yep.
Worth a
Every
shot.
time worth a shot.
Yeah.
Constitution is a +2 for 9.
You are, because you failed by 5 or more, you are instantly petrified into
Danger
stone.
sense? Oh, man.
So you are petrified. Boom. Your entire body turns to solid stone. You are trapped inside your mind. You're trapped inside this stone figure. You cannot move. Can I get an initiative roll from everybody else?
I got a 9.
8.
Total of 20.
Whew. Tyler, you are the first to be able to act. You hear this sound of, rather than a large stone cracking, you hear dozens of small cracks, as though something were breaking or reforming or growing. You don't know what it means, but you know that something has happened. After the pastor cry, you are hearing no movement again, unless you want to focus. Can you roll me a perception?
Perception 15.
15. You are hearing those footsteps, and you hear those footsteps stop. So you have some vague idea of direction, but with the echoes, it's very tricky to keep track of. Someone yelled pasta. You don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means. I'm assuming I can recognize Shadow Nemesis's voice as having yelled pasta.
Correct.
I'll cast message to Shadow Nemesis and just say, Shadow Nemesis, are you okay? What is pasta? What do you mean pasta?
Shadow Nemesis, you receive this message because you are in rare form, which is the central core of your body is trapped inside this stone. So you are suffocating, unable to breathe, trapped inside stone.
Oh, but I don't need to breathe.
Well, then you are trapped in the center of stone, unable to move, able to not breathe, trapped in a nightmare that will continue for you far longer than for someone who couldn't.
Right.
That's much better.
Oh, yeah. She's a Medusa. She's a Medusa. Go kill her, but don't look at her. She's a Medusa.
Okay, I will say, she's a Medusa. Shadow Nemesis says she's a Medusa. What can I do? I will, I'm just checking my spells one more time. I don't even know where Shadow Nemesis went. I'll toot the bat whistle. I'll bring back Ivan.
And in a poof of energy, Ivan appears floating in front of you, flapping his wings, looking at you, going, hey, man, she's a Medusa.
Oh, thanks, Ivan. Hey, man, we got to do more of the same. It's fighting time. Eyes shut, get squeaking. and I just want to see through his echolocation perception. Is how I will be spending my turn, is because it's an action to do that.
He will fly down and land on one of your horns as close to the side of your forehead as possible, so that his echolocation vision is coming from where you normally see. So you are now in the position to be able to see that there is a collection of furniture, tall wardrobes, statues, tapestries, things laid out all over this place, almost trying to create a kind of a hall of mirrors style. But there are only a few that are taller than half body height. It seems like as you look out, you can see this Medusa-like figure. You don't have color, but you can see all the movement in that kind of Daredevil outline sense.
Yeah.
And you can see her moving, but it's clear she's designed this place to let her hide as much of herself as possible, but to keep her head as easily visible from wherever she is, knowing that that's the key to her power. It also seems like anything expensive stolen by this gang has ended up in this room for her.
Okay. And I'm just, this is my, like, I'm the radio man now, basically. I am just going to spend this fight, I think, because it takes an action to see through my familiar senses every turn. I am just relaying to my friends her location and our surroundings. I'm just like, okay, guys, listen up. You can't look at her. She's a Medusa. This place is full of kind of loot, furniture, treasure, all of it like around hip height, so that she's always got her face visible. She is, and I just want to clock from Ivan's perspective where she is from us.
Yeah, you would say right now, if 12 o'clock is in front of the three of you, she's at about 11, just a little bit off center.
And how far away approximately?
About 30 feet. 25 feet straight in front of you is Shadow Nemesis, who is 10 feet tall and not moving. He's perfectly still.
Yeah. And I will say she's at 11 o'clock, 30 feet out. Shadow Nemesis is not moving. Oh, man. That's my turn. I'm going to stick with the group as best I can.
Del, what do you do?
Well, the conversation and Shadow Nemesis stuff has been going on. I didn't realize that Tyler was having bat echolocation, but I had turned myself around, so I'm like looking down at the floor towards the door that we came in.
So your 11 o'clock is different.
Yeah, but and I from my hip get out my cell phone and put it in selfie mode. And then I'm trying to look back over my shoulder at the room and this lady. And who knows, maybe I'll instantly turn to stone. But if not, I want to look for this icon of Ravenloft in the mess.
Great. You are scanning around behind you. Can you roll me a perception? This is a very clever plan. Normally I would give you advantage, but she's far away and you're using the selfie side of the phone, which is not the best. So
it's true.
Straight perception.
I just want to be able to zoom in. Yeah.
It's like, what is it? Who is it? Perseus? Like a techno Perseus? Like
it's a 17.
And she has a hand mirror too.
Not rolled 17 though. I know that's a bad number. I rolled a 15. I'm okay.
All right. You look over and see she is standing, having her longsword bloodied and out, wiping it off on a cloth that she throws aside and resheathing it and drawing a bow off her back. You can see she has a beautifully silvered necklace, and at the bottom of it is almost a reliquary style cage. You can look at it and see it's got the kind of the glass walled structured sides. You can see into it, and in the midst of it is a statue made of the purest silver, weighing 10 pounds, that shows that's just a fact that I know, but you put it together because you look at it, you're like, silver's kind of heavy. You've worked with stuff. And it shows a cleric, just a female cleric, kneeling in supplication to an image overhead of just the moon.
That's so cool. Sweet. So I'm going to use my bonus action and say, New Rogue, you got this. Listen to Tyler's instructions. The lady's got the icon. She's like wearing it. And I give you bardic inspiration.
Oh.
Ooh.
What's that do?
It gives you get a d6 that you can add to an ability check, saving throw, or attack roll.
D6 to ability check or attack roll. Okay, great. Thank you. I don't know what a Medusa is, but I'm not going to look. But DM.
Yes.
I still have Jack Magnum in the harness.
Yes, you do.
Could I touch him and make sure he's still flesh and blood? before I do anything else?
Oh.
Yes. I just need to roll a check for him. Just a moment.
He doesn't have dark vision, right?
No, but this room is brightly lit, as everything has been as you've moved deeper into the cave system.
Right.
And you hear an... And you feel a heavy weight on your chest as you reach out to touch Jack Magnum. He has turned to stone in his Bjorn.
And then I'm going to be like, no, you. Oh. And then I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians because I'm like, I can't look, but maybe one of these spirit critters from on up high will be able to. So I clutch at my hammered Zordon and I go, please, Ezra, grant me one of your guardian babies. And that's going to happen. So tearing from up high, as if it's coming in from the clouds, like a trail of mist. And then you see one gargantuan, like swollen foot come down, and then another gargantuan swollen foot. There's some red hair all over it. And as this thing enters into frame, you realize it's Fat Bastard floating like a little cherub. And that's my spirit guardian.
A fat bastard swoops down from the sky and begins circling around you. Just faster and faster. You hear the, I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back ribs. And you feel just the menace of knowing that Shadow Nemesis has already been caught by this Medusa. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back ribs. And you realize that it's up to you to do this fight because Tyler is going to guide you and Dell's using technology. And you feel the weight of Jack Magnum having already been turned to stone against your chest, this horrifying loss, this loss of an enemy, which may have felt like a holy retribution, but this loss of your sacred friend, this terrifying loss, and you know that you have to do this. You have to get what you need, otherwise you might have to face this monster again. It's up to you. And that's when you hear the battle cry of Ezra and yourself. Chili's baby back ribs. That's the end of our episode.
Yay!
That's the end of this episode, listener, but next week you could become a watcher and affect the Jesters' adventures by joining our Twitch stream, which happens every Wednesday night. If you join our Twitch chat, you can give the cast magical items, name NPCs, and decide the events that shape Ravenloft. So catch up on the story, follow Dum Dum Dice on Twitch, and join our weekly stream right away. Jesters of Ravenloft features the voices of players Tyler Hewitt, Del Borovic, Guy Bradford, and Adam McNamara, alongside Dungeon Master Ryan LaPlante. This episode was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and Jesters of Ravenloft's artwork was created by Del Borovic at delborovic.com. That's DELBOROVIC. Our theme song is Dark Mysterious Halloween Night by Sound Gallery by Dmitry Taras, and our ad breaks use the tracks No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR, whose music is available at freemusicarchive.org. For all things Dum-Dums and Dice, including merchandise and how to join our Patreon, you can visit dumdumdice.com or find us on social media at dumdumdice. That's DUMBDUMBDICE. Now get out of here before the mist gets you too!
Dum-Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: Christopher Little, George Dolby, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Fire Unfriendly, Grandma Likes D&D, Alan, Stabby Stranger, Glitch Trick, Flynn1138, Alarain Okapi, Schrodinger's Pepper, Madre de Gatos, Lady Maiden, Nithrian, Garbo Ape, Sam Schaefer, Waffle Marine, Dagger Rain, Rob L, Dia De Los Hoodless, Squishy Werewolf, Remy Funky Head, Accent Therapeutic Services in Florence, Kentucky, Lael, Shulzari, The Long Family, Jordan Oliver, Richard Wright, Brittany Fenwick, Alex Parr, Dragonfly, Megan Werner, A Man Out of Time, Curtis at fingertechrobotics.com, Panda24NN, Shendra D, Your Homeboy Bones, Ellis Hatch, Odigenous, Beef Not Cheese, Kai Koa, Squire Solaire, Sandy Sassy Pants, Adam, Amira Lockhart, James Molina, Nick Hemsing, Alex LaFountain, Mickey Blake, Seth Cambron, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.